There it goes.
Welcome to Destiny's Corner Life. As we promised you, we will be here every Monday morning from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., filling your day with life. Today's topic will be on expectations. And as we promised you, we have Tressa's Treasured Cheesecakes. And boy, did she have a good one to talk about this week. We had intentions of being on YouTube, our YouTube channel live today. We experienced some technical difficulties that we have worked out and will continue to work out before next Monday. So we decided to go ahead and do another video, upload this video so that you would be able to see that we are totally live. We may not be on the YouTube channel this week, but we're definitely live today. Right,
Yes,
Tressa?
we are here.
So at this time, I'm going to ask Tressa to talk about her special cheesecake of the week.
Yes. Let me show you. Look, ladies. Look at that. This is what I call Granny T's. It is a apple. It's a caramel apple cheesecake. The names kind of came from my grandsons who cannot call me mom. They have to call me Granny. And that's a long story in itself. But that's where that came from. So what do you think, Gloria?
Wow. I cannot wait to dig in.
A lot of calories here. Woo! That's definitely a soothing piece of cheesecake there.
Absolutely. And as we said last week that we're going to be hitting some really interesting topics that are pretty heavy duty. But we have a treat for you as we go through that process.
Yes, we do.
So you can be expecting cheesecakes of different flavors each week as we talk about the various challenges and things that women face on an ongoing basis each and every day.
Right. Especially now the holidays are coming.
Oh my. Yes. And we definitely have a special week that we're going to talk about
expectations.
The madness that comes during the holidays time. So today we're going to, just kind of dive right in.
Right.
And talk about what is expectations and how it influences our lives as women. Yes. We have such high expectations. Most of us really do.
Of ourselves.
Not
so much as your husbands, your mate, your other family members. We have such high expectations of ourselves.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes that can get out of hand.
Yes, it does. It gets out of hand because one of the things is when you think about expectations and you think about, we're mothers, we're wives, we're sisters, housekeepers. So let's dive into each one of those individually. Okay. So let's talk about motherhood. For those of us, whether you're a biological mother, a non-biological mother, you may be adopted,
right? Yes.
But you're a mother. You're a mother figure. Right. And so with that comes a lot of expectations in terms of how we parent, how we discipline, how we see our children.
Right.
And sometimes, as mothers, we have these expectations and we forget to factor in that the children are on a journey too.
Right. And a lot of, most of the time, and from where we're from, those expectations came from our mother, their mother. And that's a little out there.
It is.
That's.
And see, and the thing about that is that it's a generational thing.
Yes, very much so.
And so the things that we've learned are generational, and sometimes they're even situational. But we have to realize that they're situational. Sometimes we act in the moment. We act out of desperation. Act out of need.
Right.
So a lot of our decisions are based around what we are presented with. So we have to be mindful of that. We have to be mindful of that. We have to know that, first of all, that in this life, things are going to happen. It has nothing to do with...
Right.
It has nothing to do with...
Your life is short. Life is short.
It is.
So this is your time to be the mother you want to be, and not what your mother was, your grandmother was.
Yes.
And you're right. Our children are on their own journey.
They're on their own journey, and their journey is necessary.
Yes.
We think about, okay, look at how we turned out. And we all can go back and say this or that has happened to me. I mean, I've had some abusive things to happen to me in my past.
Right.
But on that journey, it is a part of who I am today.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to sit here today.
No, definitely
I wouldn't be able
not.
to sit here today had we not had any experiences to offer back to you.
Right. And those experiences gave us our strengths
Absolutely.
to be who we are.
Absolutely.
Now.
Absolutely.
As mothers.
Mm-hmm. So we have to think, okay, it's better that our children, take the journey as we have.
Right.
So that they can get the results that they're destined to get. Because as long as they have life in their body, I don't care what they're going through, what they have chosen to do at this time in their lives, there is still opportunity. Because
always opportunity.
Always opportunity. Look at us.
Yeah, right.
We're here, and I was about to say we made it, and we have made it.
We have made it,
but we're still on the
journey.
We're still on the journey. So the second thing that we deal with is we are daughters.
Yes.
We're daughters.
Yes, and sometimes being a good daughter is a little hard.
Yes.
And with that being said, if you have a mother, a parent who it was a mother figure who may have not been there for circumstance, so you don't have that mother-daughter connection.
Yes.
Makes it difficult. And then come into later life when that parent needs you to take care of them. That makes it difficult. So the expectations you put on yourself to try and be a perfect daughter when you didn't have that relationship in the first place.
Exactly.
Very challenging. And I will say, it being a hard thing, I made it through. My sister made it through.
Yes.
But you also have to take yourself out of it. Take a look at what's important to you.
Exactly. And understand that the challenge is a blessing.
Yes.
It may be painful. It may be hard to deal with and work through. But the challenge is a blessing. The challenge is a gift.
Yes.
What happens is for instance, when you get a gift at Christmas time, oftentimes people will rush into it to unwrap it because they want to see what's on the inside of it.
Right.
But if you take your time, like I said, the challenge of taking care of an aging parent, an aging mother, who perhaps didn't always know what to do in the season that it needed to be best for you.
Right.
But did the best that she could with what she had, with what she knew at the time.
Right.
So when you're taking care of it, just like that gift, sometimes you just have to kind of unwrap it slowly.
Slowly. I've never thought about that.
One fold at a time.
Yes.
And say, you know what? On this journey, I'm going to look for the gift in the experience.
Right.
The gift in the lesson.
Yes. Definitely a lesson.
Because as we're caring for someone, perhaps that did the best that they could do for us.
Right.
But for somehow another, it injured us or somehow emotionally.
Yes.
Then it's an opportunity for us at this time to be able to work through that dilemma.
Right.
And grow as a result of it. Don't let your disappointments or which we didn't feel we should have gotten in the season that we felt we should have gotten in be a stumbling block for us today.
Choose your battles. Choose them wisely.
That's right.
Because not everything is worth hashing up. If you're not only going to injure and upset that person, but you're only injuring yourself.
Yes.
And I will say, because it's such a hard thing, nobody wants to be in that position to take care of an ailing mother, father, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do.
It is.
Get counseling. If you know someone that's not going to sway you one way or another, but yet listen to you. Let you talk that out, hash that out, and work through it.
Absolutely. The thing about it is the work you do today will save you tomorrow and the next generation.
Absolutely. That is so true.
Because our children, ones that we are like, oh my, what kind of decisions are they making? Whether they're making good, bad, or indifferent. And all of them, have their journey.
Yes.
But they're watching us. They're watching to see, how we are working through
that.
the dilemmas that we're faced with. So and let me say this, and that is, first of all, don't do it for your children. You got to do it for
yourself.
You got to do it for you, and the kids are going to benefit as a result of you doing it for you.
Right.
So that's important because at the end of the day, no, let me change that. At the beginning of the day, you got to look yourself in the mirror. I've got to look myself in the mirror. You got to look yourself in the mirror. And we got to know that within our hearts that we are pleased with the decisions that we have made.
Your heart.
Yeah. And for ourselves.
And yourself.
Okay? So it's just important. And then, we find ourselves also having expectations about friendships.
Oh, we do. Yes.
We do.
And I never realized that, but we do.
We do. And there are different levels of friends. Not everybody. I have what I call an outer circle, an inner circle, and then another circle within that circle, and then there's a dot right there.
That's me.
And so over the years, I've learned that, especially when we live in a world of what we call networking.
Yeah.
You know, and you meet all kinds of people for all kinds of reasons. People want to get close to you for various reasons because they think that you can connect them with someone, and that's okay. That's a good world to be in because we all do need to connect.
Right. Exactly.
But connection is one thing. But a friendship is something totally different.
Right. You got to know, and you don't always know at first whether you're in it for the right reason.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it takes some
exactly
examining that situation and that friendship.
Yeah. And what you need to decide on, which oftentimes none of us do this. I mean, not many people that I know, but they will do this. We won't do this. When you meet someone or you engage in, a friendship or a potential friendship.
Right.
How many of us really say, okay, Tressa, what do you expect to get out of this friendship?
Right. No, nobody does that. No one does that.
No one.
You don't want to bring that up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Are we going to be lifelong friends? Well, you don't know that then.
Right.
You really don't.
We don't. So when we say that, we go in with assumptions.
Yes.
I assume you're going to be what I have asked you. Right. I have assumed that you can be in my life to fulfill whatever area of that friendship component that I need. Now, we're saying that subconsciously we're thinking about this, but we haven't identified.
Or even asked, or even sat down and had that conversation. I think, while I don't know, honestly, but when you meet someone and you want to be friends and you start being friends, I think you kind of know within a few times getting together whether this is going to be a good friend or this is going to be a friend that's out there. Exactly. And you'll call on every now and then.
Exactly.
And yes, you really have to talk about it.
You have to talk about your expectations with friendship.
Protect yourself.
And I don't think, not many of us have been taught.
No.
How to engage that conversation. How to say, this is what I'm willing to bring to the friendship.
Right.
What are you willing to bring to the friendship? Or are you capable of bringing that to the friendship? Because you have people that really, really mean well. And not just people, even ourselves at different times. Because of the busyness of life, because you might be married with children, or you might have, an aging parent that you're taking care of.
Or you're older and your friends are younger who still have children in high school or grade school. So it's kind of hard to get together.
Yes.
But yet you'll know that when you need them, they're there. You know.
Mm-hmm. So what I hear you saying, Tressa, is that you don't have to be physically present in my face every day, or I'm in your face every day for you to have my back. I have certain friends. I definitely wouldn't call them out by name, but they know who they are.
Right. And mine do too.
Yes. Right.
Right.
So
they do.
They know who they are, and when I'm in crisis,
right.
And I can tell you,
yes,
back in the day,
true.
back in the day. They used to say, and not even back in the day, today is true too.
Right.
They used to say, you can count your friends on one hand.
And that is true.
It is.
I believe it's true.
But you see my hand? Here's my hand. I'm going to take one, go like this, go like this, go like this, and you might have a couple hanging out with you.
Maybe.
But it's not that they cannot be the friends. It's not that they're not even friends.
Right.
It's just that.
Would you see that?
Well, they're just different.
Different friends. A different type of friend.
Levels.
Gotcha.
Levels.
Yeah.
Levels. Because,
yeah.
Sometimes you're only designed to be what you're designed to be. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But sometimes in friendship, we try to make it more than what it's capable of being.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so true. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to bring it into a space that it was never meant
to be. Yep.
And guess where that comes from? Because there was a need within us that we were reaching out,
right,
and willing to take a risk,
right,
to bring whatever into that space to fulfill that void.
Yeah, that's true.
Tight but
that's
right.
Deep.
That's deep.
That's deep.
So that responsibility goes back on who?
You.
Us.
I'm sorry, not you.
You.
Me. You. Yourself.
Yeah.
And you really do. I think. You have to just, once again, take yourself out, examine yourself, examine your friends. You know the ones that'll always be there at any time, at any need.
Right.
You don't have to pick up the phone and talk to them every day. You know who I'm talking about. I got a couple. You know what kind of friend I am. But in a need, absolutely, I would drop everything because they're family. It's family.
Exactly.
It's family.
So, make the best of what you have.
Yes, absolutely.
There are deal breakers. There really are deal breakers.
Oh, yes, there are.
Okay? So it's okay to let some go. And some you have to go in order to be able to move on. Because sometimes you have relationships that are lingering around you that are actually holding you back. They really are. No, I wouldn't say holding you back. You are allowing them to hold you back.
Right. It's like that little safety. Well, as long as they're there, I'm not going to go there.
Yes.
Yes. You kind of make them an excuse is what that is. Don't you think?
Yeah. But
for yourself.
Exactly. Why?
So you don't push yourself forward. You're not pushing yourself.
High five me on that.
Yeah. Yes.
So, so basically it's not really about anybody else. And oftentimes, we will blame. Well, if, I'm going to blame this one. I'm going to blame that one. I'm going to blame my mother for not being the woman that I thought she should be in the time. You don't know what circumstances she was dealing with at that time. We understand that. And I don't take anything away from that. But there comes a point in time where forgiveness has to be present.
It has to be. Otherwise, once that parent passes, the guilt.
Yeah.
The guilt.
Yeah. I had an opportunity, and I was so fortunate that my aunt lived with me for 8 years.
Yeah.
She came to live with me at age 80.
Oh, wow.
And there were other relatives in the family at that time that felt like it was going to be a bit challenging for them to take her in. Some we had other relatives that had passed prior to. And so some were not ready. They were feeling like she was aging, and eventually, death would be the end of the day, and they didn't think they could handle it. But when I looked at that, I said, wow, this woman who really was the pioneer of our family.
Right.
And I counted it an opportunity and a blessing that I was able to my husband and I agreed to bring her in, and
Right.
and she came in, and I tell you, what she gave to us, I'm still carrying out to this day.
Oh, wow.
So I say all that to say that make the best of what you have.
Yes.
Life is not perfect, but it definitely has some promises in it. It
Yes,
does.
it
Some promises
does.
are in it. There's
It
a lot
does.
of good, and there's good in every day. Every day.
There's good in everything.
Oh, yes.
In everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find that good sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's good in everything.
There's good in disappointments.
There is. It's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson. It's an experience. It makes you stronger in who you are.
Exactly.
And look where we're at.
Exactly. Wouldn't be here today.
No.
Wouldn't be here today.
No.
It took situations. It took adversity.
Yeah.
The one thing about adversity, it's either going to push you down or it's going to bring you out.
Right.
And both Tress and I have been through some things, as you have.
Right.
And wherever you find yourself in life, I don't care what you've been through. You know, I don't care what expectations you've had of yourself or others have had of you.
Right.
And they weren't attained. Do not allow that to hold you back.
No.
If anything, let that adversity be the thing that pushes you forward, that propels you. So, you know, I don't believe anybody, you get down, but you got to know how to get up.
Get up. Yes. You have to get yourself up and move on. You pick up the pieces and you move on. You're only stronger for it. Your children will look up to you. Look how strong she did it. I can do it.
Exactly. She did it. I can do it. So this whole podcast in terms of Destiny's Corner Life, so you will be able to find us because there's several Destiny Corners that are out there, but we are Destiny's Corner Life. We come to bring you life that you will never forget. We come to bring it to you on Monday mornings, 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. 9:30, not p.m. I'm sorry. From 9:30, from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We come on Monday mornings because we don't believe in Monday morning blues. We believe in Monday morning highs. So you come and I wouldn't say get high with us.
In a good way.
In a good way. With life.
With life.
With life. With life.
Let's
there are no
rephrase that.
Involved.
With life.
With life, right?
We can laugh. Making fun of ourselves, that type of thing.
And enjoying Tressa's treasured cheesecake. Yes. In fact, we're going to take a bite.
Yeah, I have to take a bite. Hoping they turned out well.
And this is what kind of cheesecake?
This is caramel apple.
Let's eat this.
Oh
my God. Lord.
I don't know why I surprise myself every time, but I do.
Oh my gosh, we have to have another bite.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. This is really good.
And also, too, we're going to be having, is it next week we're having the, what is it, the Holiday Madness?
Oh gosh. Holiday Madness? We need to talk about that. Because we do not need
the drama.
The drama? Or you're spending money you really don't have.
Right. Or your husband's mad at you because you spent way too much.
We don't need to have a marital counseling session after the holiday because there's no more money.
Yes. You want to stop that.
You kind of want to stop that. So we're going to get into more of the stresses that come with Holiday Madness. Sometimes people have stress behind it because some people call it a holiday and others call it Christmas.
Right.
It's Christmas for me.
It's Christmas for me.
Absolutely. But I understand those who say holiday. I get that. But in either case, whether, however you see it, you need to know how to get through it with, not just with ease, but with excitement and enjoyment, because you'll have the opportunity to engage family, in-laws,
people you haven't seen for quite a while.
Exactly.
And yes, what a stress when if you're having it at your house, that's a whole nother story in itself. And whether you're going to someone else's house, there can be that argument there. Who are we going to?
Exactly.
Who's staying with us? And yeah, the stress.
There's a lot of stress.
You have to take care of yourself first.
And so we're going to talk about those things next Monday on at Destiny's Corner Life YouTube channel from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Mm-hmm. We will be going over some ideas that you can implement during the season ahead of time. That's why we want to go ahead and
especially when you have those kids that you haven't seen in a while, and it's like, we don't have gifts. We're gonna come up with some good ideas with that.
Yeah, and it's not so much about the gifts.
It's more about family.
It's about family. It's about the season. It's about celebrating a life that was sacrificed for us.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to keep it real and keep it relevant. Right. So look forward to that special next Monday. Right. Also, too, women, let's keep the expectations real.
Right.
Let's keep them relevant.
Right.
Purposeful. Mm-hmm. You might want to sit down, even today, and just write down and say, what are my expectations?
And what's important and what's not. Take out the what's not. Just because someone this or someone that, well, they're doing this, I've got to do the same. No. Do what's best for you and your family.
Yes.
What's going to make them happy. And it's not all about the gifts and the toys and the decorations. It's about life. It's about family.
Mm-hmm. It's about family and, just staying present with our topic of today, which is on expectations. Like I said, keep them real, keep them relevant, keep them purposeful.
Yes.
Keep them to a point where it is, an example of who you are.
Right.
And not what others are expecting out of you.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes, that's very important.
So let's just make a decision today, women, that, I'm going to stay relevant. I'm going to stay true to me.
Right. Stay true to yourself.
And I'm going to make sure that, whatever I do and expectations I have of myself are bringing out the best in me. And it's not bringing out anxiousness or anxiety.
And bring out the best in others.
Exactly.
Right. You don't want that anxiety to project onto other people. Then you just...
Yes, Tressa. Yes, exactly. So,
keep it real.
Keep it real. Be the best person you can be to yourself first.
Right.
Be the best wife you can be to your husband after you have been true to yourself.
Right.
Be the best mother to your children.
Yeah.
Because you're teaching them how to treat you by how you treat or do not treat yourself.
Right. Oh, that's true. Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, that's good.
That's what I'm saying.
That's deep.
Okay, because we teach people how to treat us. We teach our spouses how to treat us. We teach our children how to treat us.
Yes.
We teach our friends how to treat us.
Right, we do.
We do. So we need to, look within. Stop always looking out. Oh, look what so and so did to me.
Right.
Look at what happened to me. No, but why did you allow it to come?
Right.
How did you see yourself to the point that you thought that those behaviors were okay, and that you were okay to be treated like that?
No.
Who told you that?
Right.
So you got to pull from within and stop looking outwardly.
Right.
And say, let me do my homework on me first.
Yeah, exactly. Sit down and do the homework on you first.
Exactly.
What's going to make you happy in this holiday season, in this Christmas season? Well, holiday seasons. Thanksgiving's not here yet. I love a good turkey. And pumpkin pie. Guess what? Next week, guess what we have? I am doing a pumpkin swirl cheesecake. Yeah. Graham, it is a ginger snap crust.
I can't wait for that one.
The pounds are early this year.
We're pounding it out, right?
Right, that's right. That's
one pound at a time.
Right.
So, ladies, I tell you, I don't know if You all had an opportunity last week to view our first video.
Yes.
We talked about Destiny's Corner life mission,
Mm-hmm.
the vision, why we
Right.
are what we are,
Mhm.
doing what we do the way we
Right.
do it.
Right.
So we will also be uploading that to Facebook.
Yes.
So you can view that.
Mhm.
And then you'll be able to tune in with us every Monday morning, as I said,
Right.
9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Mhm.
Destiny's Corner Life, so that you can experience life on your Monday morning when you're thinking that it should be blue, and we're saying it needs to be high.
So I guess till
we meet then.
Till we meet then.
But remember this: the expectations that you set are the ones that you set. Make sure that they are your expectations
and no one else's.
And no one else's, not including
your husband, your in-laws, and your children.
And your children. And who else? Who? Your friends.
Yes.
Your friends.
Yes.
Your friends. Make sure it's all you.
Right.
And no one else. Because guess what? When you wake up in the morning, you got to face you. When you lay down at night, you got to process you. Was I true to myself?
Right.
And was I true to the world about myself? Until we meet again, we'll see you Monday morning, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on
Destiny's Corner Life.
See you then.